You want to know how much of a joke the American justice system is? This right here might get you pretty upset. Let's go.
Haunting video our 8 News Now investigators showed you here first. Two women walking hand in hand through a strip casino with the man they would eventually kill. This afternoon, those two women are beginning their sentences in prison. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Our 8 News Now investigators were the only TV crew in the courtroom for this emotional sentencing. David Charnes here with how many years they could be serving behind bars.
Yeah, Brian, Denise, the pair took a plea deal, sending them to the Department of Corrections for at least 10 years. Today in court, the family of the man they killed repeatedly asking why they did it.
I would like to send my condolences to Brian's family.
21-year-old Erica Covington apologizes for killing a man inside a Caesars Palace hotel room before a judge sentences her to prison.
I deeply, genuinely apologize for the grief and the pain that has been brought upon you guys' family.
She and 22-year-old Ariana Taylor killed and robbed 25-year-old Brian Altamirano Solano in May 2023. This video the 8 News Now investigators obtained shortly afterward shows the trio walking hand in hand minutes before the murder.
No le bastó con robarle sus pertenencias.
Altamirano Solano's father speaking with the help of an interpreter. It wasn't enough just taking his belongings, he says. They had to kill him. Altamirano Solano and the girls were in his room for about 15 minutes before one of them pulled the trigger. Police finding a cartridge casing they say matched Taylor's gun. Altamirano Solano's mother joining the hearing remotely from out of the country. The pain that I felt was so deep, she says. I felt like I just lost my life. I had so many questions. Why? Why my son? Police work to find the women included comparing these Instagram videos to surveillance from several strip properties that night. Officers arresting the duo 2 days later. Altamirano Solano's father again speaking through the interpreter.
Pido justicia por mi hijo.
I ask for justice for my son.
Police nor prosecutors have ever said which woman they actually believe pulled the trigger. Nevada law allows charges against all people involved in a murder, not just the person who did the actual slaying. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
So, David, the judge sentencing the women as per the plea agreement. While the minimum is 10 years, the maximum is 25, and the decision on when to release them will eventually go to the parole board.
Now, silly me, I thought if you took somebody's life, the only justice you can get would be if you were found guilty in court. It was more than apparent that you literally had yours taken away. So luring somebody, robbing them, and then unaliving them, that's insane. Matter of fact, let's do it this way. Let's look at the actual time that you can get in Nevada for those specific crimes. It's only fair, right? Check this out. In Nevada, the sentence for murder with a firearm depends on the degree of murder and the circumstances of the case. The sentence can include the death penalty, life in prison, or a reduced sentence with parole. Factors that it can increase the sentence: deadly weapon. They definitely used that. They found a shell casing, and I'm assuming a hole in the body. Using a deadly weapon like a gun can increase the sentence. Victim's age, killing a victim who was over 60. Aggravated circumstances, factors like torture, random acts, or the victim's age can lead to more severe sentence. Attempted murder, if the victim dies from the injuries sustained during an attempted murder, the charges can be upgraded. Sentences for different degrees of murder: first-degree murder, second-degree murder, attempted murder, a Category B felony that can result in 2 to 20 years in prison. I'm assuming that's the one that they got hit with was attempted, but he died. So it's kind of crazy. Robbery is a Category B felony in Nevada. If convicted of robbery, a person faces 2 to 15 years in the Nevada Departments of Correction. In Nevada, robbery with a firearm is a Category B felony that can result in a prison sentence of 2 to 15 years plus an additional 1 to 15 years for the use of a deadly weapon. The additional sentence must be served consecutively to the original sentence. Now, this is what I believe. I believe them girls was out there selling that cat. And I believe they went to the room with the intent of robbing them, and then the robbery went wrong, and they killed them. All right, cool. All that being said, doesn't matter. Does not matter. This is the freaking joke that the system is when it comes to women in particular. We done seen time and time again where a woman can groom a boy, but a grown man grooming a girl, they won't get the same thing. They all need to be charged and sent up the river. And I know I'm a man, I'm supposed to say, oh man, when I was 15, I was looking at my teacher's skirt. Like, come on, bruh. Eventually, we do have to look at the savior for the boys, the savior for the men. Why is it cool every single freaking time that this stuff happens? The women are always being led to believe that you can do whatever the heck you want. So you telling me if this would have been a man who did that he would have walked away with 10 to 15 years? Tell me you believe that. Please, please. Just lie to me for that one time. For this one time, tell me you believe that. I don't even think y'all could muster a lie and say that type of crap. This is the stuff that commonly and always will infuriate people because inconsistency is a thing, disparities is a thing, and gender bias is always going to be a thing. Now, there are some people who are probably going to say, well, he probably tried to take it from him and all of that crap. So why didn't they stay there and report that to the police then? Why not? Why not? Because they cute? This right this right here will befuddle me. It will throw me off because I can't understand why these things happen. And there's been times and there's been instances, and the pigment is always the same every single freaking time. And if your money long, you can get out of it, where people will harm people and get away with it. But this right here is beyond wrong. On camera, y'all got the gun, y'all got the shell casing. I'm assuming the bullet was lodged in the body. This should have been 1, 2, 3. And Nevada law allows both of them to go to jail for it. But you know what's even crazier? And I know I'm not supposed to say this. They kept it more chill than dudes do. They kept it more chill than the men. It looked like they ain't told on each other. It looked like they ain't snitched. The fact that they didn't tell on each other from what it seems like, bruh, wow. So if you zip up your lip, you ain't getting Let me leave that one alone. You're right here, bruh. I don't understand it. You can't make me understand it unless there's something that shows that they were in danger, or it was just a whole bunch of illegal stuff going on, and this just happened to be the circumstance and stuff like that. I'm not seeing this crap at all, bro. This is beyond wrong from what it looked like on the surface. But aggravating factors could be there, like I said. But right now, man, we keep seeing this stuff happen over and over and over and over and over again. Cops always get off. It look like women always get off. And if you got money and you're the right color, you're going to get off. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can get off. I can go through case by case by case by case by case and show these disparities. Eventually, justice has to be colorblind and wealth blind. It just does. But unfortunately for us that's sitting here watching and looking, it ain't. And like I said, if the roles were flip-flopped in reverse, you know 1,000,000%, 1,000,000%, ain't no way on God's green this was going to work for any type of male. And I don't care what age. He could have been 16. They going to send him up the river. Could have been a 90-year-old man. They going to send him up the river. It could have been a disabled man. They going to send him up the river. Hell, if he had no limbs and he managed to fire a shot off with his freaking chest or something, I don't know how you could pull it off. Don't ask me because I don't know. But had it been one of us, I don't know. But if y'all got suggestions for videos y'all want me to react to and stuff like that, please just hit me on Twitter or X at Real Seti Nash. and I'll definitely take a look at it. I cannot do reactions to music. One, I don't trust anybody. I don't care what your intent is. Two, what they do as far as how your music go, they will find a way to copyright strike it. Three, even if I decided to say I don't believe the other two, down the road, you may not like what I say from one of your reactions to get me struck. What happens if I had to eviscerate what you just put out because it's not to my liking? Then what? So I can only react to those things, not music, because majority of these beats and stuff like that are sampled. Just is what it is, and I know y'all ain't got the licensing for a lot of the sampling that's going on in the world. But other than that, I'll catch you on the next one. We reloaded.